So yesterday, the Euro semifinals concluded, and England is the team to prevail um, against Denmark. Um, it's England's England is fortunate to get away with this win. And I'll discuss that as I keep on breaking down this game. But my hats off, gotta go to Denmark. They have to. And here's why. And I'll try not to get emotional because I remember when this happened. I actually started. I was watching the game, and man, Denmark from that point on, all they fought was with the desire. So let's recap a little bit. Denmark at the beginning of this competition, they, in my opinion, I thought that did I have them going into the group stage? I think I did. I can't remember what I said about Denmark, but the unfortunate things happen. But Christian Eriksen collapsed in the first game that Denmark played in the Euros. They played against Finland. He collapsed in the 42nd minute. It was reported later on that he had a cardiac arrest. Because here's the thing, he collapsed out of nowhere. No one, he was in position to take a throw in. No one was near him, and then out of nowhere he just collapsed. And the fear struck out in Copenhagen, in Denmark. Finland and the Finland and Denmark fans were chanting, Christian Eriksen, Christian Eriksen, Christian Eriksen through this whole entire ordeal. So take that emotion right there. Denmark, their hearts were out of it. During that, because they resumed play. Later on that day, but at the same time, Belgium. I think Belgium and Russia were also about to play, and Christian Eriksen has friends on the Belgian squad. So his friends were, the players were like, do you want us? Are you good? And he thankfully, he regained consciousness. Was able to speak. He told his team, and he told the Belgian squad, I'm good to go. You guys, play the game. I would like you guys to finish it. So Denmark really just looked disheartened against Finland the remainder of the game. Finland, beats them 1-0. But they played hard the next game against Belgium, even though they lost 2-1, even though they took the lead early on. They looked competitive, but then they suffered a heartbreaker, 2-1. They lose there, and then it looked all they were dead in the water, but somehow they were able to pummel Russia 4-1. They qualify on goal difference, and they go to the round of 16. They decisively beat who was it? They decisively beat Wales 4-0. They decisively beat who was it that they? I remember I watched the game. It wasn't Ukraine, because I know that England beat Ukraine. It was another team that I thought it was a waste of space in the round of 16 or quarterfinals. Anyways, they decisively beat that team. I think it was 3-0 at the end of it, or 2-0. And then of course, the semifinals against England, and they were up in this game. They were up. So let's talk about this game, and it was an incredible goal. I'll give it that. It was an incredible goal, and Denmark looked like they were the better squad heading in, but somehow England, were able to regain their composure. And then they score their goal. No, it was a self goal. I thought it was. I thought that Raheem Sterling scored it, but it was actually an own goal in the second half. And then, Denmark just they made their substitutions. Here's the thing that I had against Denmark yesterday. Denmark, they played sound at the beginning, but then they made their substitutions way too early. Way too early. They were getting fresh legs, but then, those substitutions were costly because then the rest of the team looked exhausted. They were fighting for they were fighting for penalties, even though that didn't happen, and I'll discuss that in the extra time. And they just couldn't get anything. They threatened here and there, but it wasn't as consistent as it was in the first half. Because the first half, Denmark was rolling. Denmark was rolling, and they looked like the better team. They had England on their heels, even though England had a few shots here and there. But then, the substitutions, which could be criticized, were made too early. The Spanish commentators, because I watch it in Spanish, and because Spanish was telecast, was televising it. So they were saying that they made the substitutions way too early, and that cost them in the long run. Because they were trying to fight for penalties, hoping that they could get through in penalties, but we'll have to, we won't get anywhere with if, ands, or buts, or what ifs. So, 1-1, England, had a chance to seal the deal, also in the second half, but just, Denmark played sound defensively. The goalkeeper, hats off to the goalkeeper as well. He denied several goals from Raheem Sterling, from Jack Gillick, who else? Raheem Sterling, Harry Kane, so on and so forth. Kyle Walker, all of those good players. So let's move on to extra time, and like I said, injuries just happened for Denmark, to the point, or exhaustion happened, where to the point where they used. So I guess they keep on changing the rules on me. So I guess with UEFA, when it's extra time, so in regular time, they give you they give you 5 substitutions. You can make up to 5 substitutions in 3 windows. You have 3 chances to make 5 substitutions. Now in extra time, I guess they give you that extra substitution, and you got to use that wisely. I don't know why they used it early on, but then I guess one of the players went down with an injury, and Denmark was down 1 man. And this is where, things went for England, because England was trying so hard to get that second goal. And controversy struck. So I guess, Raheem Sterling had the ball, was in position to get a goal, but somehow I guess the defender, hit him, or Raheem Sterling and the Denmark player were running. They crashed into each other. They, even though they, almost crashed into each other. And it looked, I guess, Denmark, they gave England the penalty, and the ESPN FC, analysts and all that were saying that wasn't a penalty because there was no contact. There was probably minimal contact, but I guess not enough contact to call it a penalty. They give the penalty to Harry Kane, and Harry Kane makes Denmark pay for that. And then Denmark just looked out of it the rest of the way. England moves on to the finals. First time in 55 years that has happened. So let me see, since 2021, okay, so 2020, subtract 20, that's 35 years, 1955. So since 1955, England will make it to a final. So it's just the way that Denmark went out. Nothing. I'm not taking anything away from Denmark. They fought with heart all the way through, and then a really bad VAR call. But this is why I really don't like VAR. I really don't like sports relying on video, on video replay, because you go through angle, and different angles will show different things, all this good stuff. This is what I don't like about video replay or whatever. This is what I have against video replay, because it takes a lot out of the game. Then it sparks debate, which I don't mind the debates. I don't mind those. But it's the controversy that comes with it. So, England moves on. The final is now England and Italy. And I already spoke on Italy. I've already spoken on Italy, and I'll put the video where I discuss Italy in the cards. So go ahead and check that out. So that way you guys can, take a look at it. I honestly, at this point, I don't care who wins. I don't care. I'm torn 50-50. My predictions went out the window in the round of 16, and of course in the quarterfinals. I wanted France to win the whole thing. That didn't happen. Then I was like, okay, what about Portugal? That didn't happen. Belgium? That didn't happen. So now it's, my brother and I were discussing this last night, so we were like, wow, our predictions were way off. Our predictions were way off. Man, who would I say I don't care, but Italy has the better squad, but England has a talented squad too. They're both talented. You know what? Give me Italy. Give me Italy. As much as I bashed them throughout this entire competition, give me Italy. Give me Italy. I think that they're gonna win this thing. There's just no way. England has a talented squad, but they're too up and down for my liking. They're too up and down, and they choke. That's my problem with England. They choke. They choke away opportunities. They choked in the semifinals of the World Cup, and they're gonna choke here. So, Italy wins this. Italy wins this. They're the more talented squad. So. Alright, that'll do it for this video, guys, and that'll do it for these two segments. Next up will be some Real Madrid transfer news updates, so stay tuned for that. But before I go, I'd like to remind you all that if you like European soccer content, I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribed, give me a like, share the video with your friends and family, turn on post notifications so that way you guys know when I drop a new video. Let's go ahead. And I will see you guys next time. Keep it real. Peace.